Right, welcome everybody to the 2023 launch of the Best Business Women Awards. Let me just pop that onto that. Oh, that's very strange. How have we ended up with that? So in a minute, I'm just still waiting for people to join. It is just 12 o'clock. We are going to go through the awards entry process. We're going to meet sponsors, judges, previous winners, and by the end of the session, you will have all the tools that you need to enter the awards for this year. If you do have further questions, then you can stay on at the end to ask me, or we can arrange a separate phone call to have a discussion, or you can drop me an email anytime up to the day the awards close. Once the awards close, that's it. So let's get started. People can join as we go. So I'm going to share my screen with you and talk you through this presentation. Brilliant. Okay, so I'm gonna collapse the view. So if you've got any questions as we go along, please put those into the chat box and then I'll answer them at the end, because normally we probably will answer it, and if we don't, we can answer those at the end. Okay, doke. Let me just check that. Let's get rid of that. So welcome to our 2023 awards launch for the Best Business Women Awards. Now, we have been running these awards since 2015. We have now recognised almost 1,000 women, which is incredible, over the last 8 years, and this is the 9th year this year. And we've recognised the talent and business achievements of female entrepreneurs from across a real wide range of industries from right across the UK. So awards would not be possible without sponsors. The sponsors help us to put on the event that we do and to support us in promoting the event. And I know we have some of our sponsors here today. So I'm going to stop sharing for a minute and just say a quick hello and let them quickly introduce themselves. So Christina Valentine, would you like to say a quick hello and say
hello.
Sponsoring?
Hi everybody, I was a sponsor last year for a brand new category, Women in Trades and Construction, and it was absolutely brilliant, and we're sponsoring again this year, and yeah, it's absolutely fabulous. So I really encourage all of you to enter the competition if you've never done it before, and if you have, do it again.
Thank you, Christina. Sharon Montgomery from Crane & Staples, a sponsor since the very, very beginning.
Hello Debbie, hello all. These are fabulous awards. So we came on board at the beginning and we've stayed ever since. We've sponsored Best Business Women's Services so far, but we're changing this year to Best Business Woman. I certainly echo Christina's words. Awards are fabulous things. And women's awards, these women's awards are wonderful. There's lots of copies of Debbie's awards now. I've even been approached to judge them but have declined because these are the proper, authentic first ones, best ones. So please, if you're thinking about applying, please do. They're great.
Thank you, Sharon. And Crane & Staples offer legal services across the board, don't you? Let's now go to Justine Perry, also a sponsor since the very beginning from Carriad Marketing.
Hi everyone, fantastic to see you all here. These are amazing awards. I have never met so many inspirational women. It is absolutely amazing. And I have to say, as someone who totally loves awards, and we enter lots of awards as a business, it is a brilliant opportunity to really think about your business, really review what you're doing, and actually show all your best bits. I can't wait to start judging again this year and be inspired by you all.
Oh, thank you, Justine. That's amazing. Hella Wozniak-Kay, do you like to say a quick hello?
I certainly would like to say a quick hello. We are sponsors of the Most Inspiring Businesswoman category, but what I need to say is that everybody who enters is an inspiring businesswoman. So that's what we're here to do. The great thing about the awards is that they keep on living, they keep on giving. Last week Debbie arranged the winners' drinks. So it's a community. It's not just about entering the awards. Also, when you enter them, whether it's for the first time or you're doing it again, what it makes you do is have a really good look at your business, which is in itself invaluable. And the evening is, well, it is kind of rock and roll. It's the BAFTAs, it's the Oscars rolled into one. So I hope to see you there.
Thank you, Hella. That's amazing. So we've got some of our judges here as well, who a couple of them are also sponsors. So Darren Salt, the Simon Cowell of our judging panel.
Hello, everybody. Yes, Debbie refers to me very kindly as Simon Cowell, but I think that's because I am fair and firm, and I don't look at the fluff. I look at the facts in front of me. But I've thoroughly enjoyed judging. I've judged since I think the second year onwards. Been a sponsor before. This year, Vavavoom is sponsoring the Business Services Award. So I very much look forward to getting to meet the people that will be taking part in that, and all of you, really. As many people have said, entering these awards is not only prestigious, but it's a great chance for you to show off your hard work and also to review your business and its best practices. I run an award-winning IT company as well, and I didn't start winning awards until after I had become a judge on Debbie's awards. I say to Debbie that I must have picked up something through osmosis, so it's definitely worth doing, and I look forward to seeing you all soon.
Thank you. Shabana, who is our print sponsor. Hello, hello.
Hi.
I saw you.
Hi, can you hear me? Can you hear me?
Yes, yes.
Yeah. So we help out with all the printing solutions. So we just print solutions, and it was our first year last year sponsoring the awards, and I must say I was blown away. Like, we couldn't stop talking about it. Just to see the amazing talents that come through to these awards, and seeing that all these women who do so much hard work behind the scenes and get recognized for it. So it's just amazing to see. And when Debbie asked me again, I was like, yes, we definitely want to continue. So we're really, really excited, and all of you guys just go for it. It is amazing. And yeah, I echo everyone what I've said. So yeah, thank you.
Thank you. We have some of our judges here as well. So Maggie Sarfo, hello, hello.
Hello, thanks Debbie, and hello everyone. I am so excited to be here. I will echo almost what everyone else has said. I started judging the awards last year, but prior to that I have been judging some awards in West London and North London in the past. I'm all about business and personal growth. I have two businesses, Mary's Consult, and also I lead a women execs and entrepreneurs network in the city. I am just in awe in terms of the quality and the caliber of the ladies who apply for these awards, and also how palpable their stories are. So it's always a two-way street for me, and I'm honored to be judging again this year. Lovely to meet you all, and I'm looking to connect with you in the future as well.
Thank you, Maggie. Artie, can I come to you next?
Hi, everybody. So it was my first time judging the awards last year, and I can say I'm a very heart-led person, but the judges, the structure that we give, definitely I had to sort of put some feelings aside. So rest assured that it's a really fair scoring system, and I did have to call Debbie a couple of times, and I was like, but they've said the answer in question 1, and it's in question 3, and no, follow the format. It's there for a reason, and I really respect the structure behind this. I've entered various awards, won, and also become a finalist, and like I said, I have really high regards for these Best Business Women's Awards. They've been structured very well. So well done, Debbie. I know it's probably taken years to get to this, and it's been well worth entering awards. It's a great way to raise your profile. So I'll leave it at that.
Thank you, Artie. David Bell.
Hi there, Debbie. Good morning or good afternoon, is everybody. Pleasure to be here. Yes, I've been judging the awards. It was my first time last year, and it was a great experience. But I've judged many awards over the years in my nearly 30 years of running businesses, and I love judging awards, and there's a big reason why. I love to read other people's stories, their achievements, the things that they've set out. They've set their goals and they've set their opportunities up, and they've gone on to achieve so much. But I also like to read some of the things that have been challenges along the way as well, and how they've dealt with those, overcome those, and turned a failure or something that's not been in their best interest into a success. So I always look forward to looking at more entries and picking out the best of the best and showcasing them to everybody else as well. So looking very forward to being a judge yet again this year.
Thank you, David. And Denise, we'll be talking to you a bit later, just in case you were concerned that I'd missed you out, because we're going to talk about your book. So I am going to share my screen again quickly. There we go. Can you all see that? So these are all our sponsors for this year, and you will see a collection on the next slide of all of our judges. As I said, thank you to everybody that's here today. Not all of our judges could make it, but our panel are business experts across a wide range of industries, and all of the entries are seen separately by 3 different judges. So it makes the process very, very fair. So what are the ingredients for entry? Well, you must have a passion for your business. You must be focused and have clear direction. You must be making a profit, except for the new business category. And an explanation of your projections is what's required for that category. And the judges are taking into account that there have been incredibly challenging times over the past 3 years. So don't worry if the numbers don't look that great at the moment, because we know it's been really, really tough. We also need to see great testimonials about you and your business, and that you have strong processes, robust processes within your business, and you can demonstrate that. Now, we are going to talk to someone who ticks all of these boxes, who was the winner of our Best Business in 2022, Kirsty Gale, who is the owner of Red Carpet Ready. So I would like to stop sharing my screen and introduce you to Kirsty.
Hi everyone, I've got my BAFTA. I don't know whether you can see that, but it's been a great opportunity being part of the awards and being successful in winning. It's definitely proving to leverage our business and the opportunities that we are creating on the back end of that.
So talk through the entry process for you.
Okay, so just to set the scene, I run a company called Red Carpet Ready. We've been going 9 years. We've become the biggest dress specialists in the UK at a time when retail is out there saying it's diminishing, it's the high street is gone. So we are very successful in driving sales and a unique shopping experience. And I really wanted to enter the awards because we're very profitable. We can demonstrate growth. We've got so many stories, which include some real challenges that we've overcome. So the business awards actually allowed us to review our business, acknowledge and articulate and break down what we've done and how we've done it, and put a pitch forward. And that pitch is our story. So everyone really should know their story and should be shouting about it. The Business Awards is just another platform to be able to highlight your successes. If you're working hard 24/7 and you've got results, start letting everybody know.
Fantastic. And how did it feel to be called the best business?
Yeah, really good. It was a brilliant night, really glamorous. It's also, as Hella said, it's there's opportunities to network with people and find niches where you can use each other's services. I thought that the evening was brilliant. And when you're running a busy business, you don't get a lot of opportunity for somebody to say well done, or keep going. So it's a real motivational point, I think, when you get a little star moment. It's motivational.
Fantastic. And you've been sharing it all with your customers, haven't you? And you've done some
absolutely. Winning the award doesn't mean that doors are going to open. It means that you've got this extra special endorsement in your toolkit, and you need to use that and leverage that win to maximize knocking on doors and opening more opportunities for you, which is definitely what we are doing at the moment. And it's proving really helpful. I've got meetings with the bank this week. We've been approached by different investors and companies, and also with our customers, being able to drop in. It's okay us saying we're brilliant and we're amazing, but you've got to be able to articulate and prove that. And things like winning best business is an endorsement to your customers, and it's great leverage that other companies haven't got.
Fantastic. Well done. It was so great to celebrate with you and to honour your success. And we wish you continued success. So thank you for joining us this morning, Kirsty. I really appreciate it.
Thanks, everyone. And hopefully I'll see you again next year, because we're going to be entering something else with you. So watch this space.
Thank you. Right. Okay. Let's go back to our presentation. So it was great, actually, that Kirsty was able to share her experiences with you, because there is no better person than to share their whole experience of entering the awards than the best business winner. So, as you know, for me, I think one of the greatest things of entering awards is the opportunity to review your business from 360-degree angles and looking at it from all the different aspects, because from that exercise of looking at your business to enter awards, you will find things that you think, well, we could do that better, or we're doing really great here. So that gives you a blueprint that you can use in other areas of your business. So entering awards generally is never a waste of time. It's a great exercise. Definitely new business opportunities will come your way from the PR that awards bring you. It's great, as Kirsty said, actually, to be recognised for your achievements, and it's also a validation of your expertise, and it positions you as an expert in your industry. Awards definitely do give you a competitive edge against other businesses in your sector and credibility within your industry. PR opportunities for sure, and later on in the presentation I'll show you some screenshots of some of the PR that some of our winners have had over the years. Great to share with your customers. People like to work with an award-winning business, and the opportunities for networking at the final. Over the years, we've heard so many lovely stories about people who've connected at the final together, or they've just reached out to the list of finalists and connected with one another and gone on to do work together or refer work to one another. And the SEO benefits are huge, because we will backlink to your website and hopefully you'll backlink to ours. So that in itself can really, really help get your website up those all-important Google rankings. So how to enter? You need to start by examining all of the categories and select 2 to enter. We used to allow, you could enter as many categories as you wanted, but what was happening was people were sort of having a bit of a I'll just enter all of these categories, even though I'm not actually eligible for them, and not really honing down. So we decided to go back, because we used to do this in the very, very beginning, to 2 categories, and therefore you can enter potentially your industry category and one of the other general ones like most inspiring, best business, best solopreneur, etc. So you can only enter 2 categories. Entry is online, so we'll talk you through that process in a minute. It's £29 plus VAT per entry. The reason our awards aren't free is because when we did do them for free for the first few years, we just got deluged with thousands of entries. Most of them were not completed properly, which took a lot of our time trying to sift through them and sort it out and reject them. And therefore, since we bought the award entry fee in a few years ago, that actually cuts down on the number of waste of time entries, and it's actually meant that the quality of the entries has gone up, and it's just a nominal fee, covers our administration. Charity Champion is completely free of charge to enter, and so is the Best Boss, because that is a nomination category. So you can't enter yourself for that. We advise you to carefully read and answer the questions and submit evidence to support your entry. Then it is judged by our panel of experts. There is no voting. So again, I'm not a fan of voting competitions, because that becomes a popularity contest rather than a credible business competition, which is what this is. So think of it like a business competition. You're putting your best information forward in the best possible way, and so that the judging panel can make an assessment of your business and whether you are deserving of an award. So in 2023, these are our categories. We have a few new ones this year, so I'm not going to go through them all, but what I will do is draw your attention to the new ones. So we have Best Green category, we have Best Solopreneur, so that's ideal for anyone that doesn't have a team and they're working by themselves, but they've got a great business. We've also got Best Creative Business. So this has been brought in to cover anyone who creates. It could be photography, videographer. It could be that you are a performer, or that you create something like you make pottery or you make other products. So those are the new ones that have come in for this year. We sort of have a change around every few years so that we get that spread of different industries in our awards. So each category is listed on our website with the category description, so you can decide if you think your business fits that description. And as I mentioned at the beginning, if you're not sure, just give us a call. We're here to help you, and we will go through it and advise you on the best categories to enter for your business. That is what we are here for. Better that you ask us, that you put an entry in and it doesn't get through because it's the wrong category, or that you're not eligible for that category. So check things like the best new business startup date, for example. Best business you must have been trading for at least 5 years. So the submission process, what we would advise you to do is brainstorm. So brain dump everything about your business onto some paper, or sit and type it all up, all the things that you can think of that you've achieved, that you've done. That is a really helpful exercise, and we have a brainstorm document which we're going to be sharing in our emails next week, so you'll be able to download that and use that as a prompt. Decide on the right categories. Write your entry on a Word document. Do not write it straight into the website. And the reason for this is you can then send it to other people to have a look. You can come back and add to it. You can check your word count, your grammar, your spelling. So work on it on a Word document. You've got until June to enter. So you don't have to enter today, tomorrow, next week. So hopefully from today, you'll come across things that you think, oh, actually, I need to sort that out. I need to perhaps get more online reviews. I need to get more case studies. So keep a folder on your PC always, and pop any achievements, any PR that you get, your finances, your business and marketing plans, anything else that you think is real key information into that folder, so that you've always got it. So when awards come up, and they often do, not just ours, you are ready to enter. Can you make sure that you ask for regular testimonials from your clients? That is really, really important, and something that a lot of people forget to do. So at the end of your work that you do with somebody, or the product that you sell, make sure you ask people to leave you a review. Online reviews really do strengthen your award entry. If someone else is doing your entry for you on your behalf, make sure you check it and that their information is included, but make sure they're not listed as the entrant. We've had this happen numerous times. It causes lots of confusion. Your name must go as the name of the entrant, and there is a box on the form if you are completing it for somebody else to put your details. So for example, it could be your PA, it could be that you're using a company to write the entry for you. Getting someone to write your entry is not cheating. It's sometimes very sensible if you are time starved, but make sure you read it yourself before it's submitted, because the number of times we've had people say, oh, I didn't know that was in there. And you're like, well, didn't you read it? Oh, no, I didn't. So please make sure you always read it. When using our system, I've got a screenshot later that I'll show you. Make sure you get the link emailed to you. There's a box where you click save entry. If you are going back in and out, if you're not just doing a pure submission when you copy and paste your entry into our system, otherwise the entry will be lost. You can't go back to it if you don't have the link. So, what are our questions for 2023? Well, for all categories, these are the questions, except for best boss, charity champion, most inspiring, green business, new business, and customer service. And they have their very own set of bespoke questions. And I'll show you in a second where you can see those before you do your entry. So the first question we're asking is about the business. It's 250 words. We've changed the questions for this year. So some of you might be looking, thinking, oh, they weren't last year's questions. We have changed them, and we've changed the word counts as well. Again, good to have a kind of rethink and a revamp. So about the business now, and he has 250 words. So we just want to know what the business does. And then we want to know how your business differs from its competition. What do you do that others in your industry don't? We want to know how you deliver great customer service and how you've coped with challenges over the past 12 months. Every business has challenges, so how do you cope with them? And what activities have been instrumental in the growth of your business? So what sort of marketing channels are you using? How have you developed this business and grown it? And your turnover, your gross and net profit for the last financial year. And you need to supply evidence of that. So that could be just if you're using an online accounting system, or the summary the accountant provides you, pop that into the finance evidence box. This is just so the judges can assess that the business is credible and that it is a profitable business. So if there's any explanations that you need to put with that, you can pop that into the box. There is a box there where you can put some more information. What does your business do to give back to others? So how do you support either the local community? It might be your industry. It might be things like having somebody in to do work experience. It could be that you go into a local school and give talks. It could be you support a charity. It could be that you do some work pro bono. It could be anything. It is all about understanding what it is that you're doing to give back to others. And why are you passionate about your industry? What is it that makes you get up in the morning and makes you enthusiastic about what you do? So those are our general questions for all of the categories except the ones named at the top. And then we ask you for a 50-word business bio at the end. And this will be used in the programme and on social media if you are selected as a finalist. So make those 50 words count, make sure it makes sense. Because that is what we use. And again, I've had people come up to me at the final and say, where did you get this wording? And I'm like, well, you submitted it in your entry. So make sure that you're happy with that. So as I alluded to earlier, where can you find the questions? If it's not one of the categories, the general categories, they are all listed per category. You click on the category and you will see these drop down boxes, and you click on that and it will tell you the question. So you don't have to go through the entry process to find them. You can see the questions and go off and work on those before you submit your entry. There's also the save button, which is at the bottom of the very first page of the entry form. Save and continue later. This link will then send you an email, and you need to preserve that link if you want to go back to it and use it. We can't retrieve the link because this is all obviously protected information, and to make sure the site is very secure, we can't retrieve the link. If you haven't submitted it, you will need the link to go back to it if you want to complete the entry at a later stage, having half done it. So our top entry tips are: read and answer the question. You are really looking to demonstrate the true strengths of your business. Provide your evidence, and good evidence can be the difference between winning a gold or a silver award or being shortlisted. So it's so important. You've got 4 pieces of evidence to submit. Don't just submit 4 photos, make the evidence count. And we'll talk a little bit more about that in a minute. make sure your presentation, it's, you know, that the evidence looks good, and also that you have checked the word count and the grammar in your entry. Try and enter as early as possible. You know, we get an incredible number of entries on the last day. It's always very fraught for us because they tend to be the ones that have problems submitting, or something's not going right and their internet goes down, or there's a problem with the children, with the dog, with the next door neighbour. I mean, we've heard it all over. You know, the saying about the dog ate my homework is never so true with award entries. We can't take submissions after the deadline. That's it. And I'm sorry if you miss it, but if you miss it, you'll have to enter next year. There are no bending of any rules on that. My advice is to get it in at least a week before we finish, and then you know it's in, it's done, it's put to bed, you can forget about it. Don't be one of the 150 or so that leave it to the last minute on the last day, because it's always really fraught. I would say make sure somebody else has read your entry, who doesn't really know you that well, so that they've sense checked it, so that what you've submitted makes sense to somebody who knows nothing about you or your industry. And that's a great big piece of advice there, to go and get that done. Essentially, what the judges want to know is they're asking about your story, your challenges, your triumphs, your figures, your achievements and your credentials. This is it in a nutshell. If you put all of that information in and you support it with evidence, there is no reason why you wouldn't be shortlisted. So that is the key areas that you need to look at and make sure you've included. So if you want to win an award, the evidence is key, and you need robust evidence that proves that you are the best in your category. You've got 4 files to upload, plus your financials, which is a separate box. And the things that we're looking for are testimonials, qualifications, case studies, financials, what charity work you do. So when you've talked about your charity or pro bono community work in your entry, submit something that backs that up. So let's say you, as I said earlier, you might have been working with a local school or a project of some sort. Ask them for a testimonial. Ask them to submit you something that you can put into your entry. If you're entering best customer service, we would love to see customer surveys that you've done. It's really easy to set those up online. Great evidence to support that. And also, you really do need a good digital footprint of reviews online for customer service category. Staff surveys are always good, especially with Best Boss. And your marketing plan, your business plan, you know, so the judges can see where this business is going. And I think just put yourself in the judge's position, you know, don't make them go searching for information, lay it out really well so that they have all the information they need at their fingertips to make an informed decision. The clearer you make it for the judges, the more likely you are to gain extra points and get that all important finalist place. Create your entry like a story and make sure it has a really good read. Don't use jargon, don't inflate your claims, because they will see through that. You know, they are a panel of experts, they know what they're doing, and they will see things if you overinflate figures or you put things in that don't make sense. Try not to use acronyms, because they might not understand what that means if it's industry specific. And try not to put in too much evidence so that it's so overwhelming. So I think pulling out the salient points, labeling it so they understand what it refers to, so the file name is saved, relates to which question it is or what it is you're trying to get across, makes it really easy for them. And I think that's really important. So we have one of our ex-winners here today who has been on our judging panel and a sponsor now for about the last 3 or 4 years. And she also wrote a book called Winner, How to Win Business Awards. So I'm going to stop sharing so we can just say hello to Denise, because she can offer some advice on evidence. Denise.
Oh, hi everybody, lovely to see you all, and lovely to see so many friends and those that we've built relationships with over the years. And I think this is really a key thing about these awards. when I first entered, the first year I entered, I was a finalist in 3 different categories and I didn't win. So first lesson is, if at first you don't succeed, keep trying. I won the second time around and I was honoured to win the Best Businesswoman in Marketing and PR. But also I went on my own. If you're entering and you're thinking, I don't know anybody, neither did I. And I went and I saw people and we built relationships, and it's become a wonderful community and a friendship group. So do that, bear that in mind. If you're just starting out and you're thinking, oh, this seems so lovely that everybody knows one another. Well, most people started out not knowing one another, so don't let that put you off. The other thing I'd highlight that's particularly key is about the evidence. And I'm delighted to wear the 3 hats of having been a winner, being a judge and being a sponsor, and they're totally unrelated. Anything that you do as a sponsor does not influence the judging, unlike some other awards. And actually, there's a whole chapter in my book about not all awards are equal. And I definitely recommend that, you know, you look through and see what any entry criteria is for any awards. But we can certainly vouch for these awards. They're very ethical, they're very equitable, and they're judged by a panel that actually are experts in running their own businesses. So it's a very, very robust process. But certainly evidence, if you're asked for it, put it in. I know it can be nerve-wracking thinking, oh, I'm revealing my business plan, someone will rip me off and, you know, they'll have my great idea and I'll never see it again. You've got to provide the evidence to back up what it is that your business is great with. And we've heard it before today. Yes, you can say you're a great business and that's moderately interesting, but someone else saying you're a great business is far stronger. So start capturing your testimonials. And if you haven't got them now, you've got a good time period that you can start to acquire the data. One thing that's really key about different sorts of awards is that they force you to look at your business from an outside view. And remember, you can only be judged on what you put on the form at that time. Even if the judges know your business, and if they do, they have to make a claim to make sure that they know your business, and it might be that they get moved to judge a different category, or there's, you know, a criteria in place to make sure that, again, that the process is equitable. But anybody who's even seen you online but doesn't know your business can't judge you on anything apart from what you've put forward on these forms. So please make sure your evidence that's contained there gives the best representation of your business. And when you're really close to it, I think it can be almost difficult to pick out the most important things. So ask a friend, get them to look through the data and say, oh, but you haven't mentioned the work that you did for that charity, or you haven't mentioned the work you did helping that work experience student. So please, you know, look through your data and get someone independent that knows your business well to give a good review. But it is a great thing to enter awards. It's great for PR. You've got to do the work with it as well, but certainly in my experience, it is the case that if people have got a chance to deal with an award-winning business versus a non-award-winning business, then an award-winning business is the one that they choose. So good luck to everybody with all of your entries. Just take the time, start it early enough. Don't put yourself under huge pressure. Just take your time and work through the process so it's a good logical progression of your business journey, and it is a story. So think of it from the judge's perspective. They want to be engaged with you, they want to read where you came from, what your challenges were, how you overcame them, and what that actually led to.
Thank you, Denise. That's really useful, and I really recommend Denise's book, and I wrote the foreword, so you can read my funny first award story in that in the book. We've also got Kate Adam here, who writes award entries. Kate, where are you? You were there a second ago. Has she gone? No, she is there. Kate, you know, when I spoke on a previous slide about getting someone to help you write your award entry, and it's not cheating. And you do write award entries for lots of awards. So when someone's thinking about somebody to work with on writing their entry, can you just give them a few tips on the sorts of things that they're going to have to go through to do that?
Well, I ask a lot of questions, and I know Debbie will know that firsthand, and a couple of other people on the Zoom call as well. For me, you do need the time. I support what everyone said, the winners have said, Denise, particularly what you were just saying. Give yourself the time. And what I do is start the process and a quick overview of the business. That's great. Have you got a sustainable, strong business? Can you demonstrate growth? All the things that the other people have talked about today are really important. But what I then do is say, oh, what about this? What about this? What about this? And sometimes people sort of give a big sigh and say, do we really need to do that? Yes, we do. Because the more questions I ask, the more information I find out. And so often what that is, and I always say it's a bit like panning for gold, you want to find the real nuggets of gold in there. And by asking the questions and getting information and having another conversation about it, often will mean, okay, well, we haven't talked about that before. Tell me a little bit more about that. Or can you find some figures to support it? And so often that's been the case where we find something that really makes you and your business stand out above your competitors. And often you'll be competing against businesses that are not in your sector at all, who have different business drivers, different KPIs. And it's about finding that gem that will make a judge stop and think, oh, that's really interesting. I think the other two words that I use when I'm being given information and working with businesses on their entries, and I'd encourage you to do the same, whether you work with somebody like me or not, is just say, so what? So share a piece of information and get someone else to say, so what? Because again, it's by applying the so what technique that will often get to the real heart of what makes your business an award-winning business.
Thanks, Kate. That's a great tip. So what? The so what factor. Thank you very much. Right, let's carry on with our presentation. So we've spoken about Denise's book that is on Amazon. So Denise, will you put the link into the chat? And if you are here on the call and you want to put your details in chat, please feel free. There is 60 people still on this call, so it's another opportunity to connect up with people. Just go now then. Oh, hang on. Right. So you've done your entry, you've submitted it, and then you have that all-important email that tells you you have been selected as a finalist. So you must maximize this. That means going onto social media, emailing your list, put the logo onto your website and your email footer, and shout about it as much as possible. Write a blog and a press release. Congratulate the other finalists. You know, it's a great networking opportunity. And I think because I encourage this wholeheartedly, this is what's come out of the awards over the years. Because I'm always suggesting that people connect up with all the finalists, all the sponsors, grow your network, use the awards as a platform to do that. We will be running a couple of sessions on press between now and when we close the awards, because we have 2 sponsors on board this year who are press specialists. So we were doing some interviews with them and sharing some great nuggets about how to get into the press. And follow the other finalists and sponsors on social media as well. So that's your little checklist if you get selected as a finalist, not just for our awards, but for any awards that you enter. And here's some of the media coverage. I mean, I could never list out all the coverage, but I've picked out a few of the best bits. So our winners have been on Sky News, the Victoria Derbyshire Show. Aisha Nayar, who was a winner in 2019, has a regular slot on Rip Off Britain. You may have seen her. She's also on the Steph Lunchtime Show. We've had people on BBC Breakfast News and ITV, GMTV, and lots of local and national press. You know, the awards make journalists interested in your story. They push you up that level for expertise status. So when someone's writing an article on abuse recovery, you know, they're contacting somebody who's won an award in that arena. So don't underestimate the power of awards. It's enormous, and it can be a real platform to push you out there and get you seen by the press and journalists, and that in turn gets you new clients. So we also work with a magazine called Brand You magazine, and you can see Kirsty, our best business winner, is on the front cover of the current issue. We've been working with Brand You magazine now for 2 years. This is our 3rd year, and they run a 5-page feature on our gold winners. So I just want to introduce Olivia, who's here today to tell us more about Brand You and the importance of press.
Yeah, hi everybody, lovely meeting you all. I launched Brand You magazine about 2.5 years ago to create a platform in the media world dedicated to female entrepreneurs, to all of us. I felt that there was a niche in the market and a need for a media platform that would give us all a space to be heard and to be seen. So when I met Debbie for the Best Businesswoman Award, it was inevitable that our brands would match for this, because we have the same purpose, is to make you all, or give you all the space to shine. So Brand You magazine has been a proud sponsor for the last 2 years. We're sponsoring again. And with that obviously comes media coverage. So we're a B2B magazine, but PR coverage is so important if you are going to win an award, to leverage that information and to get in as much PR from that. So we'll probably get PR experts to come in and help you with that. But my part of that is, it's a little bit run down because this is my office copy, which I manipulate every day. But this is the current edition where we had the pleasure to interview Kirsty, where she talked all about winning the best business. And we did, and actually, it's actually a 6-page feature, not a 5-page feature. And then we did an amazing feature highlighting all the winners of this year, and also giving the judges and the sponsors their little space to share their thoughts with us. So great way to get coverage in the magazine, and it's a real honor to be part of this amazing event.
Thank you. And Best Boss also got an article, didn't they, as well, Lara?
Yeah,
can you add a link into the chat for us for Brand You?
I will, absolutely.
Brilliant. And I encourage you all to subscribe to it because it's a great magazine. So thank you for your support, and thank you for this fabulous article, which all our winners have been sent a hard copy of that. So it's a nice memento as well. Let's go back to my point. So that's Brand You. Now, we are going to talk to our best businesswoman in recruitment from 2022, Kath Reynolds, owner of Balance Recruitment. She was a finalist on 2 occasions before that, so she carried on pressing forward and got the coveted trophy last year. So let's introduce Kath. Where are you? There you are.
There I am. Hi, everyone.
So share your experience of the awards.
They've been brilliant. And actually, Debbie, I've been finalist 3 times before.
Oh, is it 3? Sorry.
Yeah. So I kept going, kept trying. One thing that everyone has said about testimonials and reviews, I have to say that's what the judges said about my entry when I won last year, what great reviews we had. And we do get a lot of LinkedIn recommendations, and that's how we do it for our business. And actually, what we've done in the past is we've set up a little internal thing for our company for all our staff. They get certain balance points every recommendation they get, in case that could work for anyone else's business. It's quite a useful little tool, and our little balance points, and they can redeem awards later in the year. But it just gets in their head that every few months to think, oh, I haven't heard back from that client when I made that placement or that candidate. And it keeps the LinkedIn recommendations very current, and also makes it very easy for award entries. Yeah, I've never regretted entering an award, and I actually have been listening all day today and thinking, I can't think of a reason why you wouldn't enter.
Thank you.
Why though? Why? Because the only people might think, oh, I don't have the time. And first of all, these awards, it's the biggest time frame I've ever come across. I mean, you're opening today, aren't you? It's going, and you don't have to submit till June. And as you said, do it a week before, whatever. But that's months of getting it together, drafting your first draft, looking back, having a read through, as can't remember who said, but getting someone who doesn't know you, I think you said, Deb, well, or your business, to say, does it make sense? I don't know, you know, if you're not in recruitment or you don't know me, it might not make sense. And you'll all be able to tell in a minute how much I can waffle. So the point is, when you are writing down, it's easy to get over passionate and think, oh, and I must tell them this and this and this. Then you just look back and think, actually, is it relevant to what they just asked me? And half the time, for me anyway, it was no. So I had to redo it again and again. Because it is easy to get overexcited about talking about yourself and your successes, isn't it?
Exactly. Well done to you. What a great accolade to have under your belt now.
Thank you.
Thank you for joining us today.
Thanks, Debbie. Good luck, everyone.
Thank you. Right, now then. So on the night of the awards, if you get selected, we want you to take as many photos as you can, post on social media while you're there, do a video on your phone, do a live, create this buzz around your business, because you want to maximize this opportunity as much as you possibly can. There were a few people last year that just did this so well. One of the ladies in the photograph at the bottom in the pink dress, Emphas Maloney, really did do lots of pictures, lots of video, and it does create a real buzz around your business. There's no doubt about it. And at our awards, if you are selected as a finalist, you will win an award. You will win either a silver award or a gold award. The gold awards are, you get one per category. So it's the winner of the category gets the gold, and the finalists in that category become a silver winner. And this is, you know, a real mark of quality. This is to show and to recognize everybody's achievements, because not everybody will be shortlisted. We are not, let's put this phrase out there, a bums on seats awards. You know, we are not interested in having 500 people in the room. We are interested in having the best female entrepreneurs in the room. And therefore, if you are selected, you will win one of those awards because you have been chosen by our panel. It's credibility for us all the way, and we stand by that. So you will come across awards that shortlist everybody. That happens. I know it happens, but we don't do that. So if you are coming up through our door that night, you will collect a silver or a gold award. And it's down to you to do something with that, because just because you're not a gold winner doesn't mean you won't get PR, doesn't mean you won't get recognition outside of the awards. You will. And lots of our silver winners have gone on to get recognition with that award. Our final will take place on the 29th of September at the Hilton in Wembley. Please don't enter if you can't attend, because it's pretty pointless. You'll miss the whole buzz of the evening. Or if something happened, and let's hope nothing happens this year, we can deliver a successful event online, which we did in 2020. It's not the same, I'm not going to lie, it's not the same, but we did our very best to provide people with that glamorous experience. You can see people dressed up on the night, and we had a company that hosted it for us. So it was a really professional evening, but of course we don't want to be doing it online really. We want that face-to-face event. The event really is not just an award ceremony. We have entertainment, we have singers, dancers, lots of dancing till 1 o'clock in the morning. It is a party. It is a celebration of female entrepreneurial success. And you can get a flavour of that by going to look at our videos on YouTube, and they're also on our website. And I think that gives you a flavour of what the night is all about. It's not a boring, you know, award ceremony where you're just sort of like listening to who's won an award and then nobody else gets recognised, and then that's the end of the evening, everyone goes home. It's really a night where everybody does celebrate. From our awards, we created the Awards Winners Club. These are for our category award winners, the gold winners. We set this up from day one in 2015, so we now have just over 100 members. It's obviously, there's no charge to be a member, you just have to win a gold award. And we put on a couple of events every year. So last week we met at the Groucho Club in London for drinks. And it was a great way for people to meet and connect. You know, we have introductions so everybody knows who's there. And then in the summer, we do a lunch event and we get people together again for a sit-down lunch. And again, another great networking opportunity for sponsors and judges and winners to all meet each other. So the important dates for your diary are our awards will close on the 7th of June at 5 p.m. We don't extend under any circumstances. We will announce our finalists by the 5th of July, maybe slightly earlier, just depends, but it will be done by the 5th of July. And our final is on the 29th of September 2023. So to be part of the conversation, follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, LinkedIn. We're on them all, and we're even on TikTok now. And our hashtag for this year is BBWA 2023. And we've obviously got the long form hashtag as well. We've got videos on YouTube from previous events as well. The website is open for entry from today, so you'll be able to go on, have a look at the categories, have a look at the questions. I wouldn't advise entering today. We always get people that enter on the first day. They're rarely ever selected because they generally don't put any effort into it and they just fling it off. So spend some time. You can also listen to the podcast. We've had the podcast now for nearly 2 years. We've got 54 episodes on there. And the Business Awards show shares inspirational interviews with some of our award winners and other award winners from other award programs, judges and sponsors. And, you know, it's a great resource really just to listen to what other people have achieved with their business. There's a great interview with myself and Denise O'Leary talking about evidence. I'm interviewed on episode 1, so that's quite interesting. So you can hear a bit of background about the awards and why I set them up. And then there's some great interviews on there, and we add a podcast every week. We just take a little break for the summer. So there's lots on there. So that kind of finishes off our presentation for today. There's some lovely photos from last year's awards just to show you. There's Kirsty and Charmini, who's actually on the call today, and Pippa Birch and Charmaine as well. So let's stop sharing. Actually, Charmini, let's just say a quick hello to you. You were one of those ones that entered at the last minute, weren't you? And you won an award.
It was that finance question. I got stuck and I just couldn't load it. And I said, oh my God. And my daughter-in-law was here. She came running, did something, and zoom, it went, I think 3.5 minutes before time.
But you had a great experience last year, didn't you?
It was amazing. It was really, really good. And all the ladies, because they all have won something, you know, the happiness, the joy, the cheer, and each one helping each other and recognize, you know, at the minute they go onto stage, everyone will be clapping, and oh, that atmosphere is really, really good. Yeah, because it's one of the best awards which I have come for the show. And and also there are so many other things happening, and you keep advertising and showing us off to the world, I think.
Exactly, because you're all phenomenal women. You are all phenomenal, and that we do keep sharing you. You are our gift that keeps on giving. I just had a quick flick through who else is here. Sarah Ellis was the winner of our charity champion back in 2019. Have I got that right?
Yeah, seems like.
Nice. So Sarah, just share quickly what your experience was and what did it do for your charity?
Well, I run a theatre company, and we got so much publicity around winning the community champion. It makes us, whenever we pitch for anything or we go to work with councils, or, you know, to get grant funding, as soon as I've got that on the top, it makes such a difference, you know, for people to go, oh, they're award winning. Oh, that's really interesting. I really love that it's all females, unapologetically all females, because we've needed a break for a little while. So I've always really appreciated that. But do you know what the other thing is? I don't know about everybody here on the call, and obviously I run a theatre company, I work with lots of actors, but there are moments, quite a few moments, because I'm running the company, where I'm sitting by myself. And actually being part of this network, whether you win or not, is so amazing, because it gives you people that inspire you, people that you can spend time with, you can get advice from. It's just really lovely to be part of a tribe, to be part of a team that cares about what you do. So yeah, it was fantastic. I've been every year since, apart from when I had COVID. And do you know what? Dressing up and meeting all of you phenomenal women was just been amazing every time. And even if I did have a couple of drinks too many, I did manage to behave myself, and it was just amazing. So thank you, Debbie, for everything you do, and just enter, go for it. It really is life-changing stuff.
Thank you very much. Thank you very much. Right, I'm just checking through the questions. So someone's asked about the entry fee. It's £29 per category. Okay, unless it's best boss, which has to be a nomination from your team. You can't enter that yourself, or charity champion. So £29 per category. And someone's asked about feedback. Yes, we give feedback in October because we are so swamped with trying to organise the awards. So we will happily give feedback during the month of October to anyone who entered and wasn't successful. We will give you what the judges said about your entry. I'm just checking if there's any other questions. Anybody else got anything? I think that's it. Hold on. Brilliant. Okie doke. As I said earlier, if anyone does have any questions that they would rather ask me privately, which is fine, you can call the number which we'll put onto the so I'm in the process of moving, so there is still a landline at the moment, but that will change. I will put that on an email which will go out to you. So once the recording is onto YouTube, I will send you all of the link because you've all been here today, so you can watch it, and I'll also send you a PDF of the slides, so you've got those. And if there's any other help you need, you can call us and we're happy to chat to you and give you any assistance that you need. No question is ever silly. It's better to ring up and ask the question than to do the entry and not do it correctly, or to miss something off that could be really important. Just one other word about Charity Champion. The Charity Champion winner, gold winner, we fundraise for them the following year. So this year, we are fundraising for Dance Syndrome, which is a fantastic charity providing dance classes for people with learning disabilities. And they won the category last year, so we're going to be fundraising for them this year. And the winner of this year's category will be our charity for next year. And we've raised now, I think I need to add it up, but it is over £100,000 now as a result of that over the years. Not £100,000 a year, collectively over the last 9 years. So, and it's a great way to, get more exposure for your charity or CIC. So thank you all for joining me today. Thank you to our judges and sponsors. And we look forward to seeing you at Wembley in September. Have a great day.